visiting foreign lands, the purpose of travel, the commercial organization, the operation of holidays, places of interest, viewing the sights, hearing the sounds with another place, another space, another culture. That is tourism. Now, when you say medical tourism, it kind of works the same way. It is visiting another place for the purpose of receiving the kind of treatment that might not be available in your own place. You've heard of people that needed to go to India for a special surgery. And somehow it seemed that that medical service, the quality of that service was not available in their vicinity. Now, if you say medical tourism and you call politicians, it's another conversation. Nigerians get angry because these are the people they believe should fix the problem. So now you know the meaning of tourism, you know medical tourism, and you know about the relationship of politicians with that kind of tourism. Well, in view of all of this, Africa's richest man, chairman of the Dangote Group, owner of the latest refinery on the continent, how else do I describe the person of Aliko Dangote? He has expressed the need for Nigerians to stop medical tourism and for the country to start producing drugs locally. This is the position of the billionaire. He said this at the Gates Foundation Goalkeepers event held in Lagos on Wednesday. Africa's richest man stressed the need for every Nigerian, including the rich, to be able to treat themselves in Nigeria when they fall sick, which means starting from next week, Dangote might start receiving injection in this country if he is to go by his own advice. He further hinted that it is important to partner with Bill Gates and the Gates Foundation to achieve this. But if we were to have a health sector where people don't need to travel out, what does that health sector need? What kind of investment must it get to get to that point where your governor, your senators, and political office holders, and indeed regular Nigerians, might not need to travel outside? Usually when I have medical conversations, there is one person I reach out to, and that is Professor Kingsley E. Douglas. Good day, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for having me, and good evening, River State.
Good evening. All right. So what are, at this time, the biggest gaps in Nigeria's healthcare infrastructure that drive medical tourism, that make people run away to go and get treatment outside?
Thank you. First, let me lay a background.
Okay.
Before now, our country, or the rest of Africa, so to speak, depended on the West for music, for news, depended on the West for clothing, etc. We had our own clothes. But gradually but surely, we are listening to our own music. Gradually but surely, we are listening to our own watching our own movies, making and watching our own movies. Gradually but surely, we are beginning to wear our own clothes.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, it's gradually also coming to our own medicine. Now, do we have gaps? Yes. The medical food chain, as one would want to call it, has its own fair share of gaps. Now, these gaps only started gaping when we dropped the ball. I unfortunately will drop this in the doorsteps of our. It's no more nascent. When we are more than 20 years, it's no more. Our democracy has not medicine. With all due respect, the guys in uniform did quite a lot for our health sector compared to the Bavarian people. Now, there are gaps. There are gaps in recruitment for training. There are gaps in training. There are gaps in infrastructure. There are gaps in patronage. And of course, there are gaps in remuneration. And there are also gaps in nationhood, what you may call patriotism. So I want to start with patriotism. You see, you must have faith in yourself, and you must have faith in your country. This is a country that used to treat the Saudi monarchy in the 60s. They came to UI to be treated. This is a country that has one of the best brains in medical research and medical be it in cardiology. Even here sometimes we had a Nigerian in the medical team of one of the US presidents. This country produced these people. And I can tell you, Nigeria is one of the hottest ports, cheapest and hottest ports for production of all cadre of medical staff worldwide. So, as we go on, you will clearly see that we have gaps in recruiting those who should actually be the gate watchers of our health. You can see the mess going on with JAM and people also writing English at 9 p.m. in a place where you don't have power.
That's why.
So when the recruitment process is already faulty, so we end up hatching already blighted eggs in the university. So the recruitment process has to be streamlined. I want to give it to the JAM people. They've done their best, but they need to do a lot more. I also want to give it to WIAC. WIAC has done a lot over the years, but they still need to do more. So they still produce the finest agents that will come to be trained in our universities and our hospitals. So let's move to the training area.
Okay.
Frankly, it's difficult to find a specialist who is less than 40 still hanging around in this country. If he's hanging around, something is actually killing him, and it's definitely not money, and it's definitely has to do with family and a few other things.
Okay.
A lot of them are going. Now, those who are in the 50s, they won't be there forever. So, manpower is still there. I dare say the manpower is there, but we are lagging behind in infrastructure. We are not plowing enough into infrastructure, training aids, and all that. They are not there. Of course, that will affect quality. I tell you, we are already bringing not so good seedlings into the university to be trained to be medical practitioners. Now, the infrastructure in the university and indeed the teaching hospital. You don't need to go very far. Visit the tertiary hospitals in River State, the two big hospitals. And frankly, you will see the gaps are there. We're not putting our money where our mouth is. Now, at that point, you get them trained. How do you keep them back? Now, people think everything it has to do with money. I believe more in resourcefulness than resources. You can keep the look. There were days when resident doctors were being offered soft loans for calories, what I usually call the social safety net. They don't just give them handout to buy a car. No. The man is sure of owning a car, but he will pay over time at a single interest rate. His salary should be enough to take him home. His take home should be enough to take him home. Now, I know the old teaching hospital used to have a housing scheme where all resident doctors used to live inside the hospital. So they don't need to travel up and down to come and see people. And even a few consultants had where they stay. We can replicate that here, just like they did in the university. But you can also see there's a lot of such shopping of where people can stay in the university. Whereas before, people really, really beg, and still do beg now, to live in the university campuses. Now you move to the hospital itself. I can tell you in some of these tertiary hospitals, we use plain sheets to request for tests to be done. What used to be done were customized sheets. For now, it's plain sheets. You tear it into two, and most times you might end up asking the patient to even provide biro and paper. That's how bad it has become.
Okay, Prof.
Now, the test now, that's one age. You see, I like this coming from Dangote, and I'm very sure that Dangote has not patronized any of our hospitals, even if I know he has a very thriving health foundation. So the big people should do advocacy
Okay.
by patronizing this place.
All right.
From the president to the gatekeeper in the local government area should probably patronize government hospitals.
Okay,
Everybody
Professor.
serving in government should patronize.
We
And maybe we can start making a headway.
we have to take a break now. After that break, we'll talk about the necessary investment and if there is room for public-private partnership. Please stay with us. Douglas on the phone. You're welcome once again, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
So finally, because time is not our friend at this time, what particular kind of investments must be made if we are to achieve an end to medical tourism in the near future? And is there a place for public-private partnership?
Oh, yes. Let me start with first. We, the people, like they say,
Okay.
we must have faith in our system. Our system works. We have the specialists in every field, through the chain we have. And so we have to start patronizing our own. So that's one. Two, we must invest in infrastructure. We've done quite a lot in human capital, but we must invest in infrastructure. Then you can see most of the drug makers have left because of power issues and all whatnot, very unfavorable, and that has pushed most of the everyday drugs we have now to high heaven, the prices to high heaven. We invest in consumables, and of course we invest in remuneration and care of not just doctors, down, up and down the chain, right from the gate man to the chief medical director. We invest everything, all that. And investment is not all about money. Make a work environment conducive for people to do their job and for people to enjoy doing their job. And also career progression should be there. Now, PPP, public-private partnership. I like what is happening. There are quite a lot of hospitals in Lagos. I don't want to mention their name and give them free advert. They're there. They're coming up. Some are in Abuja. Their prices are not very friendly yet, and you understand why. These people invested in dollars, and we want to return on their investment as quickly as possible. But I know as time goes on, and many more players come into this, the cost will come down. We can do a PPP in drug manufacture. We can do a PPP in equipment ownership. We can even do a PPP in hospital ownership. We can do a PPP in horizontal administration. I can tell you, government does not know how to do business. True. Allow the businessmen do the business part of hospital. What stops us from having a hospital administrator? Even if we have a chief medical director, what stops us from having that? Because frankly, we are trained in school to actually manage humans, get them well and get them better. But we should also need a man that is well groomed in business to sustain that hospital. Then the other thing is, when I hear some people say they are going abroad for medical checkup, I begin to wonder, what is medical checkup? Blood work, X-rays, ultrasounds, and all that. They are here. The only thing is that we don't, and we thank you. One big man or one governor says he has built an ultramodern hospital. He has a sprain in his ankle. He's whisked away to the UK. So it has to start from that. So is there a place of public-private partnership? Yes. And I dare His Excellency, and I know he can do it. I dare His Excellency, our President. I want him to wake up one day and say, look, that thing that takes him out to be treated outside of this country, bring the mountain, bring Muhammad to the mountain here, right here in Nigeria. And what stops his doctors from coming to State House Hospital and people learn, assuming they know more than we do, but I doubt because I've been in the same class with these people. I wasn't the first, but I definitely didn't come last. I'm not as smart as you think. So bring them here and they can transfer knowledge. I want to hear that my president is treated here. I want to hear my governor is treated here. I want to hear my local government chairman is treated here. And I also want to hear that Aliko Dangote, just like P2V, goes to take his blood pressure right in the health center that is in his hometown. Because these things are easy to talk about, to grab headlines. But it is doing it. I can tell you Nigeria can boast of specialists in every field. Look at what's happening now. All these people taking care of the aged in geriatrics. Come to UPTH. Go to RSUCD. Every day we are churning out geriatric workers. And none of them works here. They all go abroad. Does that mean we don't have old people here? So how do we go about it? Let us invest in basic education. Basic education. So that we get the right seedlings to specialize in all the areas of medicine. Let our exams be corruption-free. Let them be as transparent as possible so that the right people are admitted to do these things. Then in the university, let us retain our lecturers. Let us retain our hospitals and put our hospitals to standard and train these people at the standard the world is.
All right.
Then retain those who are trained in the system. Retain them. Be it a pharmacist, a lab scientist, a nurse. Retain them. There are people who are not performing any magic. It's just that they're able to retain what they have. Now, you retain them and then look at these other thematic areas I've mentioned. Do we go into partnership with the hospital? Having a hospital? Do we go into partnership with the hospital administration? Do we go into partnership with hospital infrastructure? Do we go into partnership with hospital consumables? Do we go into partnership with working equipment?
Okay.
These are doable. And there are rich men. I'm not saying foreign direct investment. The people to invest in these things are in this country. But I don't blame them. They are afraid of the system.
Yeah, so
they don't know what will come out of it. So it's doable, and I encourage it.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor. It's always wonderful sharing these moments with you. I appreciate it. And we're hoping that those with the will to pull it off are listening, and they will. Have a wonderful day, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Okay. I've got what I believe by human timing is 5 minutes. And I think I might be able to squeeze in one call. My question is simple. If you had the resources, right, you could afford it, do you trust Nigerian hospitals with serious health issues? Let's say you heard that open heart surgery could be performed at some hospital in your neighborhood, your state, or your city. And you could afford to pay for it, home and abroad. Will you trust Nigerian hospitals with serious health issues? 0817-923-0002. Hello.
Good evening, the very distinguished Sam Orakuchinedi.
Good evening. What's your name?
I remain the very distinguished Temple Okere.
Go ahead, Temple.
I salute you, sir.
Thank you.
Your question is very simple. But first of all, we have governors like your guest. I have been listening to your guest. A governor, a president who did a hospital. When you look at the magnificent building, but to go inside, there is no equipment. If the person will build and no go there because of he doesn't trust the power supply or he doesn't trust the equipment, now me will go there.
No. With Temple, wait. It's a different case. You understand? The president, I don't even know how to defend it. Go ahead, please. Don't mind me.
That is what I'm saying. The person that built the hospital even knows that there is no syringe, there is no paracetamol. So why would somebody who has what it takes to afford what the president or the governor is going outside there to get, cannot go there and get it? That is the problem. They know what to do, but they have refused to do it. Look at the Cancer Cardiovascular Center. Go there, the place is empty. Nothing is happening there. But look at the building. Very beautiful. Those are the things we are talking about. People are rushing to treat themselves of, infections and what have you. But we have a good edifice there. Why not bring those facilities here as the very distinguished Samoraco? If the facility, nothing there inside, so what are you going there to do? To kill yourself? Or during the operation, cesarean operation time, the lights will go off and you will die. And they will tell you God gives and God takes. That is a long story, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Can you do it in 1 minute?
Yes, my name is Mr. Peter from One.
All right, Peter, you have a minute.
I have a lot of hospitals that can actually perform some medical activities that is very, very correct.
Amazing.
And if I have the opportunity of going abroad or doing that medical attention there, I will do that.
You will do it where?
Hospital here in Port Harcourt, I can do prostate, what do you call it? Surgery.
Okay.
Laser surgery for prostate.
Oh, really?
Yes. 2 hospitals here in Port Harcourt, I can do it very well.
Okay.
So, having witnessed that, I've seen it with my eyes. I can comfortably go and do safe. So if I have money to go abroad.
Okay. Thank you very much. You know, they say seeing is believing. And I know that there are medical breakthroughs happening right around us, but because we've not seen. I remember at some point, a couple of years ago, I interviewed a few doctors who were talking about the amazing things they do at their facility. And if I didn't have that interview with them, and they actually showed me, after the interview, they showed me videos on their phone, you know, and they said, Sam, come through, come over. We would like to have you there. We want you to see it. I was seeing on their phone the kind of things I see in movies, right? So if our people can deliver, I mean, why not? But I get Temple where he says, if the people who built it don't trust it, why should I? Well, thanks. It's been a wonderful conversation. Stay with us.
In the heart of Nigeria's energy challenges, where black